She tried sneaking out of my apartment at 2 a.m. Her words left me speechless. I woke up to the faint click of the door handle. At first I thought I was dreaming, that soft metallic sound like someone trying to move quietly through a house that wasn't theirs. But when I blinked into the dim glow of the bedside clock, 2:07 a.m., the blur of sleep vanished. I turned my head. The space beside me was empty. Her side of the bed, still warm, sheets folded back. For a few seconds I just lay there listening. The low hum of the city outside. The refrigerator's distant buzz. Then, the sound of footsteps, cautious, light, moving toward the front door. My stomach tightened. I slid out of bed, barefoot, careful not to let the wooden floor creak. My heart was already racing, not from fear, but from a feeling I couldn't yet name. Maybe suspicion, maybe dread. When I reached the hallway, I saw her. Maya, my wife of 6 years, dressed in jeans and a hoodie, hair tied back. She had her shoes in one hand, her phone in the other. She was tiptoeing toward the door like a thief. "Maya," I said quietly. She froze. Her body stiffened, and she turned her head slowly. Her eyes met mine, wide and startled, like a child caught doing something she shouldn't. "Liam," she whispered, voice trembling. "You scared me." "I scared you." I stepped closer. "What are you doing?" Her lips parted, but nothing came out. Her hand, still on the doorknob, trembled slightly. Then she tried to smile. "I was just, going for a drive," she said. "Couldn't sleep." "At 2 in the morning?" asked my voice low. She looked away, swallowed, and gave a weak laugh. "You know how I get when I can't sleep. I just need air." Could have been believable. Maya was spontaneous. The kind of person who'd decide to bake cookies at midnight or drive to the beach just to see the stars. But tonight felt different. Her movements were too careful. Her voice too rehearsed. And the way she kept glancing at her phone, that was new. "Let me see your phone," I said quietly. Her eyes snapped back to me. "What?" "Your phone, Maya." She took a step back, clutching it tighter. "Why? You don't trust me now." I almost laughed. No. The word stung. Because trust had been the one thing I never questioned with her. Through late work nights, through arguments and makeups, through every messy part of our marriage, I always believed she was mine, heart and soul. But something about this moment, her shaking hands, the fear behind her defiance, it told me everything. "Who are you going to meet?" I asked. Her mouth opened, then closed again. Her eyes darted away, glistening. "You're being ridiculous." "Then show me the phone." "No." The word cracked through the silence. We just stood there, staring at each other. Two strangers in the dim hallway of what used to be a home. Finally, she exhaled shakily, her shoulders dropping. "Liam, please," she whispered. "Not tonight." I swallowed hard. "Then tell me the truth." She hesitated. Long enough for me to know what was coming would hurt. "It's not what you think," she said softly. "Then what is it?" She closed her eyes, tears slipping down her cheeks. "I was going to see Daniel." The name hit me like a punch. Daniel, her colleague. The one she'd mentioned a dozen times, always casually, like he was just part of the office background. I'd never thought twice. Till now. I didn't move. Didn't breathe. "You were going to see him at 2 in the morning?" Her voice broke. "Liam, please let me explain." My throat felt dry, my hands cold. "Explain." "You're sneaking out of my apartment to meet another man in the middle of the night. What explanation could possibly—" "He's leaving," she interrupted. "He's flying to London tomorrow. I just wanted to say goodbye." I almost laughed. Goodbye. Such a simple word, but the way she said it, the way her voice cracked on it, told me everything. "You love him," I said quietly. She didn't deny it. She didn't even try. Instead, she pressed her hand to her face and began to sob silently, shoulders shaking. I stood there numb. Every image of our life together, our wedding, our first apartment, the nights we stayed up talking about dreams, started unraveling in my head like film catching fire. "How long?" I asked. 6 months, she whispered. The air left my lungs. 6 months, I repeated. While we were planning to buy a house. She nodded weakly, tears streaming. I didn't mean for it to happen. It just did. I turned away, pacing toward the living room because I couldn't stand the sight of her. Not right now. The walls felt too close, the air too heavy. Behind me she spoke again. Liam, I'm so sorry. I tried to end it, but what? I snapped, spinning around. You couldn't resist him. You wanted both of us. Her lips trembled. I didn't want to hurt you. I laughed bitterly. You should have thought of that before sneaking out at 2 a.m. She wiped her eyes. I wasn't going to do anything, I swear. I just wanted closure. Closure doesn't require makeup and perfume, Maya. She looked down, ashamed. Silence. Just the ticking of the clock, 2:19 a.m. I sank onto the couch, my head in my hands. Every part of me was screaming. Anger, heartbreak, humiliation. But beneath it all, there was something worse. Disbelief. 'Cause I loved her. God, I loved her so much it hurt to even think of her with someone else. She walked closer, kneeling in front of me. Liam, please. Look at me. When I did, I saw regret in her eyes, but also something else. Something final. I didn't want you to find out like this, she whispered. I was going to tell you after the trip. What trip? To visit my sister. She hesitated. I wasn't actually going to see her. My hands clenched. You were going to him. She nodded slowly. He asked me to come with him. To London. The room spun. And you were going to say yes. I don't know, she said, tears falling again. I was confused. I love you, Liam. But with him, it's different. He makes me feel. Don't, I cut in sharply. Don't finish that sentence. She covered her mouth, sobbing quietly. For a long time I didn't speak. I just sat there, trying to hold myself together while everything I believed in crumbled. Finally I said, go. If that's what you want. Her head jerked up. What? Go, I repeated. If you were willing to sneak out tonight, you've already left me in your heart. She shook her head, panicked. Liam, no. Please, I understood. You made your choice. Maya. I reached for the door and opened it. The night air rushed in, cold and sharp. Whatever you were going to do tonight, do it. But don't come back. She stared at me like she didn't recognize me anymore. Then she whispered, I never wanted to lose you. You already did. She hesitated a moment longer, then stepped out into the hallway, closed the door. And then I broke. The apartment felt impossibly silent afterward. Every sound, the clock ticking, the hum of the heater, felt like it was mocking me. Her scent still lingered in the air, in the pillow, in the space where she used to sleep beside me. Hours passed, maybe more. I didn't move. I just sat there, staring at the door, half expecting her to knock, to apologize, to beg me to forgive her. But she didn't. Around dawn, her text came. I'm sorry for everything. You deserved better than this. I hope one day you'll understand why I had to go. I stared at the message for a long time, then deleted it. Understanding wasn't the problem. I understood perfectly. She'd outgrown us. Grown me. What I didn't understand, and maybe never would, was how love could fade so quietly, so gradually, that you didn't even notice until it was gone. By the time the sun rose, the pain had dulled into something else, something colder. Acceptance, maybe. I walked to the balcony, watched the city wake up, and whispered to no one, Goodbye, Maya. Because sometimes closure doesn't come from them. Sometimes, it's the moment you realize you'll survive without them.